Hwemosom, Buddhism, Shintoism, wo are Krishna. Wo mpo wo nyi Bible ni. Wo nyi ntum se Yesu Kristo. Waba na so na ni mu na nkwaje wo. Wo mu nyina so yeso mo so meka ho bi. Wo mo beka ho so anya so mo sakra, no ma beka ho. Wo mu de wo mu su, wo mu ban, wo mu gidie na e ba beka ho. Se gidie wi Yesu bombi. Sanka bomu wi ejina Yesu so. Eno na ye ka ho asema twa adwene si so say bibi koso wo wi ase. Nti tenase yi na bo bre ye na nche na ye kofi. Tine ye sa ba beto aso. Na obeka ho ne de aseda kese ama mpanimfo bia ana mamenka sa adofo bia aka ho abom. Mo matiti wo mo wirem. Na wo mo na yi sika nkakra akra tietia 7 penisi ha na atam yinu hia e ya pepe. Eno wo mato airtime idi ama yen se ye meka nyame asem no ye ma no kro wi mra bonten. Se won so wani je hu bi se no kra te se ene ho ye nna no ye bebo ho dawura ye wie program am de number betu dwa kakra obenya bia no send it to so na ye mfa tria airtime no hoka ni ntimi to aso enye program no mfa hye nyankopon ti asefo no enimu nyam evangelist mesa mo adwuma akwa babiu and ye kona hye Ecumenism part 2 ede na e wo ka kire.
Yes, said the wode kan ama introduction me fa kakra enka ho ansana.
Okay,
obie ni ho a o chiri nka bom.
That's right.
Titru ni e Christopher ya kan ho bom no ye nyina ye pesa de no bie ni ho chiri Yesu ankasa be kɔ no empa odi jae no.
That's right.
Se obo mpa ya se ye nyina no ye nya baako ye kan no tinka bom de ye nchi ti program we ye nchi nka bom.
That's right.
Ti no omonti ase sa we na me de ma etiefo nyina me da mo.
That's right.
Na me fa so emfa nchia emma me ma eni wonwa egwa program yi omo ya na wonwa enim asafo me dom ya na yom se masafo ma ena egwa program we he ya na nipa ni bi kura ho a obisa no mpeso obeka be ebi ko presby ebi a Methodist Pentecost CAC ye wo muslimi ba ko obi o yekremoni ba ko.
That's right.
Wo mo nyina egwa program yi a omo ma MTN
na ni chief asem pakodo
so enti no wenu no oma man ekyerem se nyankopon owo ne ma ewo biase afanan.
That's right.
Na nsam yi eka ye bom se busua.
That's right.
Enti no me bom abaso ya da nyankopon ase ama wonom so munya bredi program nyankopon hira wono papa na fe me
evangelist ba asem akan ma menkyere mu ma adofo hwe enti ase se evangelist on tia sorry ne mo kwa sorry sa nti bia do kan ne bia obi adwene yen se watia sorry apajo on tia sorry na on tia sorry so that. Okay,
yeah the radiasi. So ecumenism and sorry ye kan ho bom.
That's right.
Yeah part 2 last week your fair kan na last 2 weeks and last week said the message share no sa na me be share nwumire so.
Okay,
Bible there eche osoma wo biase nyina mu bienu.
that's right.
Na eno wo edisem etredum bienu ene etredum so Revelation chapter 12 verse 17 and Revelation chapter 17 1 to 6.
Okay,
akona nchemu bienu wo teno da biara dan de me de to screen no so yeah that production ase what the second one no ato screen no so.
That's right.
Se wiase no osom a enkuta onyankopon enkyerɛkyerɛ meka saa no osom a enyi Yesu Kristo enni na omuno nyankopon emransam du no so osom bia ni saa so ban no Bible ede ne ka obaya a wote abakɔkɔ so.
That's right.
Emfa no waso din ena obi biara odi Yesu Kristo di no ndi ne mransam nyina so no yede ne ka oba no a Bible say ofra owia Peter yede ne ka.
That's right.
There be say dem share ni now last week na otwetwam ye ba ha no ye kan ehoma hodo.
That's right.
Na me fa ba ko mu nsem na dia to aso the Conference of Secretaries of Christian World Community sorry nkabonku na ye bon so bebre din eno na so bia uyase bia kama ye se oka ho bi.
That's right.
Na se be ya e de asondwie ebabanti afiafi bia wonkohia.
Okay,
na ye de picture bia to screen no so ye wie be boss up any video sese ya pani no a ne sada agya konkron for practice nsamo no wona ye ezie so pani a meeting no okosi ezie kwa nem.
That's right.
Oya sabo papa
diop
Say last one bebre frem as the person munim no. Mo na munim no. Be ye adwuma. E na be ka tell say oya mo asafo ba. Enti ma mo mpo no.
That's right.
So na e jakun group bugina ho atwa picture ni say oya de mo yeni. O mi no nyina nyame ma. Enti mo nya botre ma no. Na afi mo yeni addition chi. Enu achi no nso no yekodua asomdwe ne nkabomdua bi ewo Germany.
That's right.
Enu nso me di tudwa.
Mako
ahanum ye de tudwa. Eno eye emwa ye de boa senka nsafo no beka ho abum asomdwe mu.
That's right.
Enya bone. Se Christopher se o ye Methodist se o ye Presby so America ne nyina ehia se o ye nya baako no. We me hu ne bone a amafo beka se enya bone. Tino asomdwe dua no mkodua no eho picture pone da ho no sofo na o water bi no ye we Methodist sofo. Ona ogwa asensu. Tino bone bi enim. Na ezie ne ka asem bi Emma last week ni ya boss wa na mesre na fi production maya sa bi no nko a last week ya bo.
Okay mesre se production I ready and I better videos best 10.
Yes,
it is a production I ready first video mesre mun rumai
ba ko pe.
Every religion believes, or people of different religion believe that they have absolute truth, but that is okay. Hindus, they call their religion Sanatana Dharma, the everlasting religion. They think that the problems of humanity are solved by adopting the path called yoga in Hinduism. But they have the right to believe that. If you listen to Christians, also, they have this fundamental conviction that they have the truth. You listen to Muslims, the same. And that is okay. People are entitled to claim to absolute truth. But claim to absolute truth does not mean that you have to impose it on other people. That you have to actually use violence against people's conscience. So it is okay to believe differently, but at the same time you can share values that sustain our peaceful coexistence. And I think that is where it is critical that every religion learns that there are boundaries beyond which you cannot go. The best way is peaceful persuasion. Sharing with others what you believe, trying to convince them that is okay. That is part of international law. But you have to do it through peaceful persuasion, meaning no coercion, no deception. If proselytism means deception, if evangelism means deception, then you go beyond those boundaries. So human dignity is a tool that can help us to look at other human beings as with infinite value, not to be coerced, but to be peacefully persuaded if they agree to it. If not, it is their freedom. So religious freedom helps us to learn how to live together peacefully. And that is what is called peaceful coexistence.
Adolfo Nesai Emma Mokwaba Biu, Midris a 7th-day Adventist Church members are motion. I'm some opening Ganiu Diop, Moti and Sama Okaini, or no, Okusi, Member that country for Safano, and then I was saying she would dear a course. Evangelist.
Very well. Sir, ye Papa ni year, so for Panini here. Esa se okasa kuru no so okasa no oji osombia de to mo se o mo ho kwan.
They have their right.
Yes. Na asam o kan me pese ye kan ha because if I ho ne se se woji wosom a wo mu se aye no kra pa no woji no pa di no na no nkire se hyeme kete se me ni so.
Some the Bible cry, ye young people cry some no. Or so be so on some.
Or can brofu be production they are two screen so come. Claim to absolute truth does not mean you have to impose it on other people.
That's right.
Say who can say me nko na me kota no kra ma sori na ye no.
Umpo
di so no eno de esi da bi. Ono na wo kan say wo de ohye ba de a na say wo tete. na mom wo ho kwan se wo betimi aka wasori akyerɛkyerɛ mu akyerɛ me se me pena me gitum a ɛyɛ me na me pɛ
that's right
that ye nhye me ɛno ne apɛne ne kae no ɛno nti no ensoro ye kan ho abomu no ɔmo de no de enti sɛ you
okay
ebra Rome anaso man Catholic wo mu kuta wiase no saa de na ɛyɛ mra ɛyɛ ɔhyɛ
upo sei ne pɛsɛ yɛkɔ no ana sei ne yɛkɔ no
ɛna mo akyire ebra nso no tete yemu no hu sɛ no saa de ne nyɛ ɛno bi na ɛsa pagya bɛyɛ papa yi o su enti wodi kan aka ne no mu asɛm ato hɔ sɛ yɛgye sum bi atum yɛ no bi ani ntɔkwa na mo sɛ ɔsom bi yɛ na dwen sɛ ɔbɛhyɛ ne de kete de a ɛno de na wo kyerɛkyerɛ fa ho de so ga no ne duo
nti tɔn wo de tan wo de na tɔn me so me tɔn me de saa nti de ɛbɛtɔ ne de no no agye ne sika
saa pɛpɛɛpɛ fine ɛno yɛ duo
okay
na biribi kɔ so ye be fra videos 2 and 3 na even kyerɛ biribi mu sese ya
okay
yes
and be videos production videos 2 and 3
yes
Venice understand the role that the United States is to play not only now but in the future, and to me it's refreshing to see that your love for your country is causing you not to just say, oh well, we're all going to oblivion and great, where Jesus is about to come. You're actually trying to make your country a better place.
Absolutely.
And you've been very brave in doing that. Tell me about the United States today and the whole political landscape.
Well, recognize that, this is a country that was established for, of, and by the people. It was never supposed to become for, of, and by the government. And people were supposed to be free in every way. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion. All of these things are under enormous attack right now in the United States. They have been for a while. There's an agenda. And, people who read a lot know exactly what I'm talking about. If you go back and you look at the writings of Karl Marx and Vladimir Lenin and, Saul Alinsky, and they talk about how important it is to bring the United States into line with everybody else in order to achieve a new world order. But in order to do that, they would have to knock down the strongest pillars, the Judeo-Christian belief system and the strong family values. Those are the things that are under attack. And that's why I am coming out so strongly against those things. And also the fact that, we have to be willing to stand up for what we believe. Most Americans actually do believe in God. But the media has been so hard on people who proclaim their faith that most people are afraid. And they've been beaten into submission by the political correctness police. And I have declared war on political correctness. And, a lot of people have joined that war. And so it's obviously getting quite a bit of traction. And I don't know what role the Lord has for me in all this. I do know, in looking at prophecy, that the United States will play a big role, that there has to be a return first to a religious awakening, and more than likely, any persecution, particularly of the Sabbath, will come from the right, not from the left. And people will get a little bit overzealous, and then they'll say, see how much better things are now that we've come back to God, and we need to go completely back to Him, and we need to go, and they're going to go overboard. I hope by that time I'm not around anymore.
Well, Dr. Carson, we give you, if you ever do become president, you're invited back to preach for us.
Retired neurosurgeon Ben Carson has accepted Donald Trump's offer to serve as Secretary of the Department of Housing and Urban Development. The president-elect offered the position to Carson before the Thanksgiving holiday. After taking the holiday weekend to consider, Carson accepted the offer. The two were rivals when Carson ran for the Republican presidential nomination. Less than a year after announcing his run for president, Carson dropped out of the race in March 2016.
But even though I might be leaving the campaign, there's a lot of people who love me. They just won't vote for me, but it's okay. It's not a problem. I will still continue to be heavily involved, in trying to save our nation.
Days later, he threw his support behind Donald Trump.
I've come to know Donald Trump over the last few years. He is actually a very intelligent man who cares deeply about America.
The two later toured Carson's hometown of Detroit together as Trump reached out to African Americans.
He did get straight A's.
Yes, he did.
Following the general election, Carson said he was not interested in serving in Trump's administration. But those close to him said he always maintained he'd be open to considering a senior role in the administration if Trump convinced him there was no one else for the job. He became intrigued, they say, by the HUD position after being floated as a candidate for Secretary of Education or Health and Human Services. Trump has praised Carson, calling him a greatly talented person who loves people.
It's such an honor to have Ben. He's a friend. He's become a friend.
While Carson had a distinguished career at Johns Hopkins Hospital for more than 30 years, he has no experience in crafting housing policy. The HUD secretary oversees federal housing programs and helps investigate housing discrimination complaints. Padmanandarama, The Associated Press.
Adolfo no yesan emamo kwa babio di di kan ye de chopa ebema mumudo do amohwe Royal TV no na afi home based TV no menya messages we break say mo nya challenges kakra yesra mo mfa nche infirmu TV no ntin how TV no if we network no na ye wi a ye ne mpanimfo be ka ho asem ne ahwe kwan ye be fa so a ibetimi aye enema yi ye nua bi kra the message or send the say after the program please send me the technician of Royal TV's number so we can pile pressure on them. Me pa chonya butre kakra man na if you be 100% efficient but if e kwan be fa so a ene nyima nyina e be koyi evangelist yakwa prepare videos 3 2 and 3
on say ne nyina no character wom just openi odi sa videos ma ko chin no Ben Carson.
Okay,
wani Ben Carson woye neurosurgeon obi a oye nipa tirimu adwuma.
That's right.
A doctor for no aye hyper nipa tirimu ehwe adwuma oye bia na oye SDA ni.
Okay,
video odi kan kasa mu no okasa mu ewo asonda mu ewo Australia.
Okay,
ne nyina ne sai wono se wo hu no se ye di hye bi e ba wiase oka no there is an agenda so mo tie video ni here.
okay,
agenda ne kire se ye bo modern na ya bre America se na eni wiase ama nyina ye baako.
okay,
na ye namaso ye nam eno so me nya ne ka no one world government.
oh, okay,
wiase nyina ba kan bom ne anya emra baako nhye baako.
any candifo baako.
Yes, enti no ohun sa de no ono hu se da bi etia Bible enti oja adwuma ana odi no hu si wo se ye to aba ma no se America mampani.
Okay,
na omo de ne ba no wasi hu kwan.
wow,
No can no mamienu. No mamienu kan so say they were knocking down strong pillar ansana omo ntimi nka wiase nyina mom ne emfa hye baako ne kandifo baako no e wona mamienu so omo ye.
okay,
na no opeso obedi mampani no osi hu kwan. Baako ye the Judeo-Christian belief system.
okay,
eno me nkyere mu se
for ne Kristo
Yes.
for nkabo mu so.
e kombo so ono ne me nkyere mu se sei de to so mienu ena hu hia se sei o program mu o say knocking down the strong family pillars.
Wow,
Enti no wo say wiase no ya adwe se be yesa no ma mienu no ma mienu ne sei e be sesa nyamsum ene so
okay,
na fe se nyakopon te hihya ware no ye be sesa ne so.
wow,
Aye Ben Carson enti o ka se ye nto aba ma no na ye kwakoto aba ma no o ye campaign se ne na Ghana ha mota ye no.
that's right,
Na omo ntimi anyi no emedi on party ne ka se okọ Republicans na fa
okay,
nti no mo ye 16 otoso 2 Donald Trump eyi.
wow,
Enti no Donald Trump da be ye candidate aye to abama no Trump win election no ofa no e kan the cabinet na mamu hu enti on so ne Trump enam ho sa no
okay,
ye ne mo ka say no odaso ka won to Trump fo no o ka ho
okay,
na wo de ti o obi a onu hu se tihye bi koso e kokoam na ebesisa America so ban ebesisa America mamuo na beka wiase nyina aka nyamesom enti o to America akopre o mampanin de bia na o me de ne ba wo si ho kwan.
yes ho kwan.
Yes, wantimi anya mampanin ani na mo yakofa na akoka akoshe sa ban no unze kotra ban no mu ade anka obeye ade ne ba obesi ho kwan.
That's right.
Sana aden bet enti no Donald Trump amamuo no eda asem so na ye ko animu no ye be wa animu kakra adenim ada ho yes ye be san ko video so na fe ye ni ye video on my 456
okay
na fe ye hwa
okay so afen wa dwan program na and ye hwe bibi about ecumenism part 2 na ye hwe nso nsori ahodo a wo mo kabo mu ene agenda bi o mo pesi a etie Kristo som na Yesu Kristo hu no edi no hu kan na o ka kire se eniema ye hu a ede no ma ye no beba no sa niema no ka ho ye boy ye homoden se ye bibi so nkakra mo hu se sa niema no esisi nti aya dance wa a kire se nche na Yesu aba na wo bra o hu se de wo bra esi afa videos 4 5 and 6 production in Romania.
Secretary Sebelius, is if you were to ask me my number one piece of advice to the incoming administration, and I have given this, it is no matter how much an administration believes and wants to believe that the Secretary of Health and Human Services and other members of the cabinet on the domestic side will be totally focused on a domestic agenda, something will happen at an unexpected point that will change that thinking. Yeah. So you might as well prepare for that from the beginning. There's absolutely no way to keep HHS in particular on a purely domestic track through 4 years of a presidential term. Some international global health crisis will occur that will divert that attention. And as you say, it will go from being on no one's to-do list to being the to-do list. And that has happened over and over again. You've lived through this. I can just recount from my experience in the Bush administration that we had 9/11 and the anthrax attacks right out of the gate. We had SARS very quickly after that, H5N1 influenza, outbreaks of foodborne illnesses that cross borders, product safety recalls and contaminated medicine, and the Marburg outbreak in Angola, which a lot of people have forgotten about, but was very, very close to becoming what Ebola became just in the last year and a half or 2 years. So the secretary and those around him, in this case, will have to structure themselves and budget in terms of their own time and attention to be ready to focus on international issues. There's no escaping it. So your point about the blurring of domestic and international is a good one. So how
speeches, but I've never spoken to a line of people waiting to get their food. So it's nice to have you. Anyway, it's the idea that we are now a few days away from a new administration obviously prompted the really extraordinarily, very enjoyable, and I'm really pleased I had the opportunity to listen to the panel, both of Amy and Ron, and as well as Bill and Dr. Jafari, which really, I think, set the stage for so many of the things that we are going to be dealing with over the coming years. Given, as you heard from the introduction, that I have been around for a while and have had the opportunity and the privilege and the pleasure of serving in 5 administrations, I thought I would bring that perspective to the topic today, is the issue of pandemic preparedness. And if there's one message that I want to leave with you today, based on my experience, and you'll see that in a moment, is that there is no question that there will be a challenge to the coming administration in the arena of infectious diseases, both chronic infectious diseases in the sense of already ongoing disease, and we have certainly a large burden of that, but also there will be a surprise outbreak. And I hope by the end of my relatively short presentation, you will understand why history, the history of the last 32 years that I've been the director of NIAID, will tell the next administration that there's no doubt in anyone's mind that they will be faced with the challenges that their predecessors were faced with. So for those who think that infectious disease, I did this with my colleague Greg Folkers in my office. We put together a commentary in JAMA saying, you know, we've been quite successful with HIV/AIDS. Perhaps there are implications for other infectious diseases of global health importance. And what are the lessons that we learned from HIV? One, you have to commit substantial financial and human resources. These things don't get addressed spontaneously by themselves. You have to enlist the best and the brightest investigators in both basic and clinical research. You have to involve the community, be it the gay community in the United States or the community in Africa and West Africa when we dealt with Ebola, or the people in South America when we're dealing with Zika. You have to have cross-sector collaboration. You can't do it alone. The CDC can't do it alone. The NIH can't do it alone. You do it with all of us, with industry, with global organizations, with philanthropy and NGOs, and you got to get the leaders and the policymakers involved. Those.
Adofno ya san emamo akwa babio na me gidi se program na wo hwe no nyame dom so wo te ase se won te ase nso a de se nyame honhom se ommi wadwene ene me madwene niwa ni intimi nte ase se conspiracy bi koso evangelist
mo wa ho se as a doctor no a okoka no okasa asem no 2015
okay
se wo hu se agenda bi chesenchehye bi enam kwa so ba.
That's right.
Na hye ne se ye beka wiase nyina bo. Na nsa no mutimi nya ne saa no, ombeye no makahye mienu, ombeye no mo de yi nokra afiri ho.
Okay.
Ba ko ne se nyamsompa no ye be yi afiri ho. Eno me kyerem kakran me nyanko ho. Dede so mienu ye the family value se nyankopon di aware de si ho no, ye be yi enu so afiri ho. Ye be sanani so. No mo ye mienu we wi a, ombenya kwa aka wiase bo.
Wow.
When ye ezi nya so mpenyo kaka we 2015. Afia ba ne say
no nyame na yi akere no na say wo hunu kwate e kompopoye
wo se wakan wo sua de so na nkasa no so obempanimfo no enti no komodie mu books a wakan ende wate no ama na hu se de akoni e no no so so sense onim twero mu enti no ohu se wie no mu twere na kadada enti no die mirika se wo abeso ano na wotie video di kan e ba ya video number 4 no papa no okasa fe ne Bill Stiger.
Okay.
Asoye wo America a ehwe enyarewa so ensayade pandemics endemics epidemics womo oyi okasafo no ho.
Okay.
Na ebra ye to abayi Donald Trump ewieye na ye nyamfa ne nsekunnya so abra ne fa ne president elect.
Okay.
January 2017 ho asa na mekan Donald Trump ni ba kunya so January 20th 2017 and I didn't buy. And the video no mu hwe no January 10th 2017.
Wow.
Video no omo hwe no. Na ehon na sa Bill Stiger ne kan say there is no doubt. O say we ni ti bia ni hu. Na Donald Trump amemo no a eba no. Yare boni bi be sore tia wiase.
Na onyam commissioni.
O say yare boni bi e be sore tia wiase. Na enu no nya hu hwenye yi. Ansana chairman nankasa dwem tani anasa director de asoye no esi ni nanso no ye fe no Anthony Fauci.
Okay.
Ya na ye spell ni FAUCI. Ghana ha ne ke be bo ne Fauci ye British.
That's right.
But mo no mo kan Fauci kire mo say ye tuko surba fem. Ye di no Trump se konwa so a ni mfie nanu mu yare huhu be beba said ye America mambo setie no e be sane ne so.
Wow. Ye
Inevitable. Wo dwane fro nya yi. Na omaye ti ase wo ti ase se waye dwuma no a 32 years impie aduasa mienu
into osuehu
nti ne suehu okuta no e na wo hwe mo hunu se baabia wiase kono utie yare wanu ababa wiase AIDS Zika Ebola no utie ni nyina mu a obetimi agina nhyehyɛ no so aka se yemfie na ye da ye nim afri Donald Trump amamu no o se kase bi beba e no be hu kyade aka nyina o kan video no
even dey nwanwan so oni odifu
dabi na ohu se wo de yenko ani ye brenti na ohu o kan sa no in fact I meeting no mkoya no edi baye don hwere miensa nti video no wa na matum ho ase tia kama na o kan sem bi e ho na hia me no wo se yare ne ba se betimi akon ano a je se obi biara e ka ho bi o ba konfo timi nye.
That's right.
Oman it says yare so free America krom e be free outside the borders of America. Na Donald Trump was ban bi wo ban nyina no say America first.
That's right.
Yen the America pen ono de also Obama America ma bi ase e na papa ne say yare na e ba no wo de ye America e be hawo enti no baby bia no koho na kusia no kwan
e ye wonso
yes America for so ban bi na wonnimu a wonto mo ase ebre bi me pese me ye politics ebre bi yeti se America ban e da safa be Ghana ha e ma ye be ye de bebre.
That's right.
na wa odi Bible aniwa ehwe ne de obete ne ekwa na ase America so Bible akọ ne say on trase enyo hye ha ma ade bi emfiri ba bi ma ne kurum enti no ba bi biara ohu say aha no tokwa besimi esi
sha ade no betumi afi baba
na wo de Bible asrafo akogu ho
proactive
yes enti say tokwa bi sori a no mo abosia no because esiga na ha enya dan ya bi bedwane aba America wo penisa enti obeso ano wo ha say yare ba omo adaptafo eben wo enti no mo abo akoyare no wo kurum ho a say ben ya obi mfa yare ne emra no kurum America so ban no enti omo yasi ba bia won jo ma se obeka se omo pe wo ye ba bia oye wo no mo nya ne nyina ne sa omo wo mo agenda wotejo mo komodi a enti papa yi etu Donald Trump fu amemo se wonya ma konya so de nso ye tumfo se yare bi beba na emfiri America be free America echi no ho a na wote yare ne nka koboa me nso ano wanya ne sa no ebeba ye kurum ha na ebeku nipa bebere ye ka to ho enye se bia se na manfo ka se o ya hyeda na yakode yare na aba no ono wo se wo ye dwuma no 32 years na ebra no bra ne bia no yade ahodo oba na se de yare ne se kɔ ne de se ya na ebekɔ no we ye January 2017 wow na oka asem bi asem no oka ye no enu nte na hu hia sa video wi am ya kan documents bi se ya
okay
we World Council of Churches omo meeting bi 2021 na mepese wo be kan where is it one kind baby a mass mine board no kwa
okay
kan hwansa
I don't know me me kan bro fntifa ko twi mu also in September 2019
yes
the annual meeting began the big task of planning for the upcoming 11th assembly of World Council of Churches in Karush what am I memory sir Germany in September 2021 apart from the nearly 800 WCC assembly delegates
8,000 and okay
800 WCC delegates around 6,000 visitors are expected to gather in Karish for the global LGBT coalition. It is an opportunity to strategically collaborate to make visible the important collaboration from sexual minority voices that are working to enable reconciliation and unity in our world today. The official theme of the WCC 11th Assembly is Christ Love Move the World to Reconciliation and Unity.
Thank you.
The Global LGBT Coalition wants to share experience of our faith journey of movement from conflict to reconciliation, from exclusion to inclusion, from invisibility to celebration. We plan to create a joint publication to highlight signs of Christ's love, moving us, and signs of hope for our continued pilgrimage for justice and peace.
Yeah, that's it. Papa ne kasa na Anthony Fauci kasa no. Osi yare ne ba. Say the American gay community obodin.
That's right.
Yeah, West Africa oboyedin. Say sa fo nyina no yanka nyina mom na yenku sa yade.
Na yare de gay de fa ho ba.
Yes. O ka Samuel 2017 January. And next one World Council of Churches. When ya bosomfo enye am robbers. E Christopher nka bonku. E na wo mo ne sa gay fo no ekohia.
Akoye meeting.
So mo nyina nka bodom e wo Christo din mu. One would yakika ko. I know you one World Council of Churches. Afei baby koso. Kind way I have post a news network be a from have post. So they kind be a massacre no pa e wa ye bring to me to
okay. Yentie. US Roman Catholic Church and Protestant denominations agree to reconcile each other's baptism.
So what I say. Not just say Roman Catholic Church war America. Any insurance so that Roman no ya kan ye ho bom say ye beji obiara sobo atum nti wo ye Roman ni esobo a waje no eye
ye de aketo so Roman so mu
ebia bi na ye sobo a eye
na so ba presbya
eye sobo ye beji atum
ye je tum
nti hu hia say
wo be sa bo so bi
yes wo free president back Catholic member was wo free Catholic president member was because ye kosan ya je hu sobo na
okay
yes
in a monumental occasion for ecumenical relations the US Roman Catholic Church and a group of Protestant denominations plan to sign a document on Tuesday evening to formally agree to reconcile each other's baptisms. Catholic leaders will join representatives from the Presbyterian Church, USA, Christian Reformed Church in North America, Reformed Church in America, and United Church of Christ at the ceremony in Austin, Texas,
Yes.
to sign the agreement, which is called the Common Agreement on Mutual Recognition of Baptism. The event coincides with the national meeting of Christian churches together in the US.
Very good. On se me ba me ta ka se enye asori din ne de hwe nokre.
Nemum nokre na ne de hwe asore.
Sa. On se o ka se wo mo e ko sign sa esobo apam yi. United Church of Christ come.
That's right.
Very good. On panto mutim na me oni ntia me kasa. Afei ho a wo hwe be the second page. Na open ho se o ka se bi se in 2002.
Okay.
Ho na mo charge any free.
In 2002,
Yes.
concerns over certain practices such as baptism by sprinkling and spoken formulas
Yes.
such as baptism in the name of the Creator, Redeemer, and Sanctifier, used by some Christian led the Pontifical Council for the Promotion of Christian Unity to urge National Bishops Conference to study their manual understanding of baptism with other Christians. The questions were examined and resolved by round 7 of the Reformed Roman Catholic Dialogue, USA, which produced the common agreement as well as a study entitled These Living Waters.
Mo say April 2002. Baye imfe dungo twini. Eno mo ya meeting no a. Bisisi ya bigi atum say de wasori awokọ no. Eye. Esubo waje bia ye mpere ho.
Okay.
Another one. Ne nyina ye subo. Ye be kan we na de aka no ye beja ho ye bre ye videos ba nyensa be bo. Ye say ye de ba. Eno ye Christianity Today.
Okay. Major baptism agreement signed by Catholics and Reformed churches.
Very well.
Groups will recognize each other's baptism across the theological divide.
Very well.
May jump about February 1st, 2013. Time on 11:18 a.m. Leaders of Catholic and Reformed churches have signed an agreement to reconcile each other's sacraments of baptism.
Yeah.
A public step towards unity among groups that are often divided by doctrine. Baptism establishes the bond of unity existing among all who are part of Christ's body and is therefore the sacramental basis for our effort to move towards visible unity. Read the Common Agreement on Mutual Reconciliation of Baptism. The document was signed after 7 years of discussion at a worship service Tuesday, January 29th at St. Mary's Cathedral in Austin, Texas, which opened the annual meeting of Christian churches together in the United States, an ecumenical network created in 2001. Signers represented the Christian Reformed churches in North America, Presbyterian Church USA, Reformed Church in America, Roman Catholic Church, and United Church of Christ.
Good. Yenyina ho a. Afa yenko fa videos na aka namra. Na afa yepa nkyere yaka nyina mu preko.
Adofnum, yehwe videos imra, ye ba abeto aso.
Yes.
A lot of gay people don't even realize that there are gay Christians out there, and there's lots of us in the city, and this is the first opportunity where they can get together and meet other people. So there is a home, there is a place for them.
And having thanked God, said, "This is the cup of the new covenant, shed in my blood."
Reverend Mark Chang is giving communion as part of an LGBTQ church service held in McDougall United Church called Haven.
We started planning for this about 6 months ago when we recognized that there's a lot of people who are being kicked out of their churches because they're gay or lesbian or transgender and they don't fit in. They get kicked out and they end up going to a United Church, which is lovely because the United Church is very welcoming, but it's a different style of worship.
And McDougall United Church is happy to provide the space for this worship style.
We wanted people to be able to feel like there's a place for them. And if a traditional United Church of Canada service doesn't quite work because there's not the right kind of, evangelical worship music, praise music type stuff, then if Haven can provide that so we can be of more support to the
We have far more in common than what divides us. When you talk about Pentecostals, charismatics, evangelicals, fundamentalists, Catholics, Methodist, Baptist, Presbyterian, on and on and on. Well, they would all say, we believe in the Trinity, we believe in the Bible, we believe in the resurrection, we believe salvation is through Jesus Christ. These are the big issues. Sometimes Protestants think that Catholics worship Mary like she's another God, but that's not exactly Catholic doctrine. There's the understanding, and people say, well, what are the saints all about? Why are you praying to the saints? And when you understand what they mean by what they're saying, there's a whole lot more commonality. Now, there's still real differences, no doubt about that. But the most important thing is, if you love Jesus, we're on the same team. The unity.
Well, on the back cover of your bulletin today from the UCC, you'll see that today we are celebrating what's called Open and Affirming Sunday in the United Church of Christ. Open and Affirming, or ONA, is a designation that proclaims that we are a church that is fully inclusive of the LGBTQ community. And we celebrate Open and Affirming Sunday during the month of June, because as most of you know, June is Gay Pride Month.
Every person, every economy, and every corner of the globe. The United Nations is mobilizing to save lives, ease suffering, and recover better, with a special focus on the world's most vulnerable people and countries. More than ever, we need the World Health Organization, global unity and partnerships, like the one between the European Commission and Global Citizen, to ensure that new COVID-19 diagnostics, therapeutics, and people's vaccine are safe, effective, and affordable. Most importantly, they need to be fully funded and immediately accessible to all. No one is safe until everyone is safe.
Adofo no yesan emamo kwa babio em se yakohwe videos no we nu nyina e koso asofo akoma no atum na de enim ne o maame ye beifo o papa ye beifo NDC be winning election MPP be winning election we ni here yesu evangelist
very well wa mo say ben ka se kan sa agenda bi na nkwanso na ombe yi aware asesa ne so na kwan ya omo fa so mo di sa aduma ne se yare yi a ba wiase yi Oma fire de no so ama mo nsa nyama nyina ne so prekope wa ho se ayi asori ba ko bi e ma communion.
That's right.
Sa asori ne ye e ma na ware ma no memma na ware memma no omo asori e wa America
LGBT church.
Yes. Eno na
omo so mo hwan
omo nyina bo
se mo ba no me preach
moja ne gota no Yesu moja no ma communion nti oji Yesu di so ho okay eno na World Council of Churches e ka se ye koji safo nyina tum afie wo ye nemi e diwe nyina be ka ye
ye nka nchom so sakra san no ma ba
dabi
ni mo ka ye ho
won ya
mo nko so mo sa abra
won ya sakra bi because ya sign paper say of na sorry mo ba wo de mo aye mo na so
it is say na be o hye
yes on say it so nti sa nipa no ofri na sorry mo so o commented this ya o mo asu wo betime free message akoho o mo asu because ye nyina say ya ba ye baako
okay
the date on say United Church of Christ so say ni nyina ya LGBT sorry emma ware ma ware man ye nyina je say ni ye do Christo ti wo tie so pe no ka say no Rick Warren one nye Roman Catholic or nye Roman Catholic or ye one man church founder very huge one e US
okay
on wo ka say de hia ne say wo ji Yesu di we are on the same team.
That's right.
Do kan ye ni
oji nyame ba asa krodi
yes woji di say Yesu wo sorry wo say I am gidi woji Bible di wo say I am gidi wo wie be kan ye ho and then Bishop Francis say mama mienu say ye ware ana say mama mienu say ye ware a yenya omodem o si o say nipa no say oji nyame didi a ono no ho obebu amaten yenya wo no
wow
and e koso enti no omo fasa akwen so akasafo nyina banyamsum enti ena wo de obako school na ye bisa oba se onkyere aware ase a define marriage Bible kyerɛ mo sɛ ɛyɛ obema baako ɛne oba baako ayo ankofa sɛ awarefo
sexual in your friends, a unity between a man opposite sex.
Yes.
Say
mature essence. Say uko school. Na say bisa obasa aware ne den a, o say aware nipa mienu ayo ankofa. Timi ye mama mienu, timi ye mama mienu, timi ye oba ne bema, mienu ankofa.
Okay.
Omo gu aware eni so. After last one, Antonio Guterres. Won say wo kasa no, wo say no one is safe until everybody is safe.
Okay.
And yare na aba no. Jese ye nyina ho atoye, ansa de betimi aka say ho atoye. Enti wonkwa obo ho mode na ho kotowa, obi de ne ho nto no de yare ne san besaw.
That's right.
Enti ye ga nyina mum ne enkosa yade.
Wow.
Enti omo nam yare so aka safo nyina abanyamsum. Ebra na Benkase ekasa no ne ye nim say yare be friend COVID-19.
That's right.
Ebra Anthony Fauci ekasa 2017 no, wanto yare bi edi onye o say yade bi beba, wanto din.
Bill Gates nso aka ho asɛm bi atwa
wanto din. En nam sa yade so no say yaka to so nyina no abom. Rekope ene ye de ensantitim krata ase. Te say yaka wade a yare ada Roma. Awade de bab mo wade de ye firi ho.
Okay.
Na eni se mo so mo ko bom pa ye bi. Empabo no wo krata mo san no so na mepe se obekan ayi empire na maye keke na fe yetie.
Ya tam na aka ni so mo ntie empire a wo boye. O say God, we give you praise and thanks for the journey. Welcoming God, we acknowledge that issues concerning human sexuality has been highly contentious within and between churches. We acknowledge that the discussion on these issues has been passionate, polarizing, and at times deeply divisive.
Yes.
We acknowledge, though, and are thankful too that these conversations has also been healing, inspiring, and empowering for so many, and even life-saving for some. God, we give you praise and thanks for the journey, welcoming God. Keep us committed in this work of creating a space for these conversations to be in a spirit of mutual accountability. Enable us to maintain a compassionate posture which is inclusive enough to listen attentively and respectfully to the different voices, views, insights, concerns, and attitudes. God, we give you praise and thanks for the journey.
Thank you. Anontino, we eye empire World Council of Churches. And so nso obi ase nyina aka ho bom e da Nyankopon ase se ye da na ase se akonto tintin emma ne ma be wade mema ne mema be bisi ye mpa bisi ye pe ya twi mu a se Nyankopon edo ase se waka nyina bom so ati ase enti ase da
kan na nanke ye kan ne dim papa mu ba chinye show ba be se de ye da wase waka ye nyina
bom Yesu ka asem bi o se ye wo lot bre so no sa na be ye e wo onipa ba na emayem. Ti enne no say Bible so oba ne bere ma ne de say Christopher Mrafi ene ye da Nyankopon ase say no wa makwan masa ye manyina no ono Nyankopon na ye ne sa ye nyina ya kan ho bom say ye Christo ni pedua. We belong to the body of Christ.
Okay.
Per agreement on Mosiah no eni when na ezie ni no ko kan say ye nka ho enti no eno de meja ma eziefo but mentimi me wo mentimi nyintum se Pentecost for Roman Catholic Methodist wo ebi mo Ghana ha on bagi ne kan yatum na mbo bi o mo wo no me kama trust be mo gina ne nye
enye
men kan tell me say na no president of be president
yeah no do
dabi
ye can pay the atro
yes say na no president of be president so Ghana ha the president for nka ho dabi where a fine chance you are no na wo so nka ho a ye ntra ho upie very well
because tna Sodom a
ejane be so enti efenas we kɔ no kwan be fa so be pie no ahaya
ye beka Revelation chapter 18 verse 3 is my quote writer o se me man mumfiri ni mu
verse 4
verse 4 mumfiri ni mu na mo anya ne bɔne ni bi na mo anya na so twen ni bi asɔre ne yemienu no krasafo ene atrasafo emu ne he ena wugina so na Bible no kwasɛm no na ma yehunu sɛ ukura nokre asafo no na say unkura nokre asafo no me so support program ya ubetimi a send mobile money e dia be support ya number no e ye 055 35 74 933 ti number no bi 055 35 74 933 so won't be asen so a for the same number na ye no emon komo ena so e kwa no wa se de yan panisi be pie aboboa no medime nkan mo messages no mo de be cheme ye de besia na wotwe se ne kan me hono na evangelist Joseph Anane ena me esuafo de hye any production team ni nyina ama me Mary so be produce show no enya mpa na wotwe se ne wabra bo no nsia kobo no so na kai edi ye mrebra baba kwa so bia be me hono no kre no na no kre no ayya adehye ye damase